Welcome to the Our Day Off podcast here at King of the Hammers 2026. It's the 20th year anniversary. I'm here with Chris Vorhies of Vision Wheel. How's it going this year, man?
Yeah, this year's a little different for us. We're used to being right across the street from you right here with a big booth and doing it, but we've decided to come out here a little bit different. Last year was a little rough on, I think, every one of our, probably everybody in off-road, but especially for us bringing stuff in from other countries and the tariffs and stuff like that. So we're recovering from a rough 2025, going to hopefully build it back into 2026 and come in strong 2027.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was just talking with you guys kind of off camera here, and you were just saying how you had big cutbacks and you had to fight really hard to keep your teams, and it's been rough. I mean, there was a time there for King of the Hammers and Ultra 4 as well that was kind of like nobody knew what was going on, and the future kind of felt weird.
Of course.
And now it does seem like everyone's kind of banding back together and rebuilding and making things right, and things like this are kind of coming together and getting a spot for people to come out and talk about their brands and talk about their racing. And it's really good for me to be this side, because I'm a racer. I've known Todd for a long time, and I've ran Vision wheels on all my race cars, and I still have them. Have them on all my race cars. So it's a huge supporter of Vision Wheel. Love Todd. He actually lives by me in Indiana, so
very cool.
We've been pretty close for a lot of years, so it's very, very fun to have you guys on here and meet guys like yourself, and have the people that I've been involved with on the podcast as well. And to meet here at King of the Hammers is even better.
Yeah, it's really cool. This is a huge history with Vision Wheel, right? We're probably one of the only oldest family-owned businesses and family-owned wheel companies in the nation, right? We're 50 years old this October. Yeah.
Very cool.
So we're celebrating our 50th year in business. So we've obviously made the right moves to stay in business and be under the same owner for 50 years, which is, I think, I'm very proud of. And we've had Todd's been great in grassroots marketing off-road from the beginning and building it up and bringing me on to help kind of push it to the next level and bring on new guys and continue this sport moving forward. Because in the end, off-road, not only is this a business for us, but most of these guys that we're sponsoring are friends of ours, right? These are guys that we see on the weekends. We go out and play car ride with them. We have fun with them. These guys are friends of ours that we want to see succeed and we want to support. Not even necessarily our paid team guys. I'm talking about the guys that are calling me on the weekend and going, hey, can you just help me? I need 2 wheels just so I can get to the race. I love those phone calls. I love seeing those guys. I want to go to their pits. I want to go to their shops and see what they're dealing, what they're fighting, or how I can help them maybe somewhere else. So in the end, that's why we came out, right? We weren't, we're not here with an official booth or anything like that, but we're still out here trying to support our guys, getting media, trying to push them as much as we can and support KOH and everything around it as much as we possibly can, because not only are we obviously a former sponsor, hopefully a future sponsor again, but we're enthusiasts. This is what we do. I do this every weekend, right? That's what I want to do. I want to get in a race car, or I want to go play car, or whatever. So yeah, I think it's important that we're still here.
Yeah, it's great that you're still here. And I know that sometimes you got to do a little restructure and kind of pump the brakes on some things and kind of pull things back. But I think that's great what you guys are doing. I'm really pumped to see you guys out here, and bummed on the not seeing you in a booth, but at the same time it was really cool. I ran into Todd out on the course the other day. We were out there doing some filming, and you guys had the canopy set up at the back of the truck. You guys are sitting there drinking some beers and watching some racing, taking some videos. I'm like, that's what it's about. I mean, you can have the booth and be in the corporate side of it, and you have to do it. I get it. But like you said, this is what we love to do. So just to be here and kind of be it
was almost like being a fan. An official fan with a logo, but I'm like just being a fan, sitting back under my umbrella. And we had so many fun experiences. I've got some great videos that are going to be online here pretty soon, that guys rolling up and they got Visions on their car, and just handing them a koozie or handing them a pair of socks or whatever. And I was just out in the middle of the desert, and guys coming up and being, oh my God, you're out here, this is so rad. And just having candid conversations with guys that are building cars, or not racers. These are guys that are out here enthusiasts that are climbing Chocolate Thunder at night, right? And then they're seeing my truck and running up and saying hi, and they're stoked that we're here, right? So that's really cool to have that. And I this is who we're here for.
What is the future of Vision Wheel looking like? Are you guys trying to are you trying to be bigger and better than you were last time? I mean, what's the plan?
Well, we've been developing a new beadlock over a year. Our new Nemesis Forge beadlock. We finally, I think, hit our stride with it. But yeah, we're trying to grow and become bigger and better. And we're coming out with a new line that's going to be more on the luxury car line called Valore. That's going to be launching later this year. And then we're continuing to push forward in the beadlock world. So our new beadlock, it's super light, it's super strong, it looks great. It just ran the Parker on 3 different trucks, did great. So we're hoping to get it. It should be here. Waylon ran it last year. We had the Campbells on it last year. He's going to run it again this year. So we still have product out, and we're still developing and testing and doing stuff. We just made our final push in with engineering, and we're getting those wheels in soon. So hopefully that'll be out, and we'll see a bigger. We're trying to build a better beadlock for a lower price,
Gotcha.
right? So I want somebody to be able to buy a beadlock that's not $900, right? I want them to see a $600-700 beadlock. Right?
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. I want to see racer costs like under $400-500. So, and we've been able to succeed with that. So yeah.
And that's a truck wheel, or are you going into the side-by-side game too?
So we have the side-by-side forged already. Sadly, my truck wheel right now with our new technology is like $100 cheaper. So we're trying to move our UTE wheel over to the technology that we're doing with our truck wheel. And when we make that happen, I think that'll be a big splash for us. Really, really nice. But right now we're focusing on the truck wheel. We got it in 17, 18, 20. And we're focusing on that beadlock, mainly the 17, 18s, because we need them for the 4-wheel drive high offsets. We have the low offsets for the 2-wheel drive and 6100s. But bringing that spinning inertia down, losing that weight in the corners, especially for a 6100 truck where they're limited on power, any ounce of stopping power, keeping brakes intact and stuff like that, and lightening up each corner. That's kind of what we were looking to do, and I think we've succeeded in doing it. And they're strong as ever, so it seems to be working out great.
Yeah, there's a fine line between light and strong.
Yes.
All right, everybody. I want to give a quick shout out to CT Raceworks. CT Raceworks makes the baddest parts in the industry, including the parts that Kyle Chaney uses to win the 2025 King of the Hammers 4400 race. Now, if you would like to use those same parts, feel free to go over to CT Raceworks and use the Our Day Off discount code, and that will get you a 5% discount on your entire order at any time. So that's Our Day Off discount code upon checkout. Back to the show.
And it can be mental in the driver, right? So I have drivers on my team that picked it up and said, I won't run it.
Really?
Yeah, they were like, because of like the thinness of the barrel. So we actually thickened up stuff we didn't even, just because we need mentally you to feel okay in it. So yeah, we added some weight we didn't even think we needed to add because I need them to feel okay with it. Not every part on a car is 100% because it's because they like that. It could be 2 pounds heavier. I could give you 2 pounds lighter and they're like, I don't care.
Really?
Right. Yeah. I mean, in certain aspects, right? Like when you're looking at in short course, yeah, they're worried about weight. When they're looking at circle track, they're looking about weight. A trophy truck guy, it's a 6,500 to 7,000 pound truck. They could care less about 8 pounds on the corner.
Right. We need strength.
Yeah. They're like, I'm going to hit something with a 42, right? Because we're expanding. I mean, look at McMillan, right? They're going to 42s. So we're hitting things stronger, harder, faster, and the trucks are heavier.
And they're getting more horsepower. So you're just all those factors.
Everything's working against us. So when we're lightening something up and then they don't have that confidence in, like, let's say a thickness of a bead or thickness of a barrel, we have to although we've engineered it to be able to handle it and tested it and said it handles, we still have to play to their psyche and make them feel comfortable on that wheel. Because, in the end, like if my wheel breaks, I'm against their $1 million contract with Red Bull. I'm against their, 6-digit contracts, right, that these guys have. So I have to be able to stand behind a product that could be a catastrophic failure in a wheel or tire. Right? Think about it.
Right.
If a motor blows, the car stops. If a wheel goes, the car flips. So we have a lot of, it's important to be able to stand behind your product.
Right.
And so we feel like we have to do that. And so it's very, especially Todd and I, because these are our friends in the car, right? And I run the same wheel. I'm not gonna put my family in the car. So we've been doing a bunch of interviews after guys coming off the track. I mean, Wayne Matlock just told me, he goes, yeah, I grenaded the car. He's like, I did 3 rollovers. He's like, I broke every bead off every wheel. My wheels were all fine. I put the beads back on, put the wheels back on, and I ran the race.
Fantastic.
and he's running non-bead locks.
That's exactly what you want to hear from a racer.
Yeah.
And so on the manufacturing side, you said you guys went through and thickened some stuff up. Do you guys work super close with the manufacturer, like how you're manufacturing the wheel?
Yeah, we have to.
So it's a constant give and take back and forth with the builders.
Yeah, because we have our own engineering in house,
okay,
right? So we from what I've learned with Vision is we were a very big OEM company, and now we're a big aftermarket company. So our engineers now have had to adapt into this beadlock market. So we have to work very closely with them with style, obviously first, right? The wheel has to look good, otherwise nobody wants to run it. 2, strength. And 3, fitment, right? So we are now looking at, especially on these 4-wheel drives, right? We're looking at a 15-inch, brake. That's a lot of clearance.
Right.
So our 18s, right? You really have to make sure you're pushing that clearance. Well, now I have to engineer strength in this clearance. So there's a lot of factors that go into it. Some guys are running a 14-inch caliper or 14-inch drums.
Right.
So it's just, there's a lot of different factors that go into these, fitment, stroke, offsets. There's a lot that goes into putting a wheel onto a car. It's a lot more than I ever thought. I mean, I came into the Vision wheel a couple years ago as a racer, as a chase guy, knowing wheels and knowing what I had to put on the wheel, but never really understanding how in depth it got until I really started to deep down with these engineers. And these guys, there's a lot that goes into, putting a wheel on a car and making it strong.
Yeah, it's interesting being able to hear the backside of how you guys do it and the effort you have to put in when the feedback from the drivers. And like you said, you can't just make a wheel and just that's going to work over all classes. There's so many different factors. And like you said, the weight of the trucks and the side-by-sides are super light. And so I've had amazing luck with your guys' wheels in a side-by-side. I'm a side-by-side racer, raced X3s and now getting into the Mavrs. I've had excellent luck. We've absolutely shredded tires on your rims and drove right through the finish line.
Perfect.
There's a video of me in Tennessee at the Tennessee Teardown in the Ultra 4 race coming through the finish line with one corner completely missing. Ripped it completely off the car. Wheel and tire was fine.
That's perfect.
Totally fine. Yeah, it was amazing. And I've backed the Vision wheel forever and ever. I raced some short course up at the Champ Off-Road Series and ran Vision there, and that was for race driven. Race driven was huge into the Vision game back in the day. And I think they've kind of gone to a more of like a lighter wheel at this point. I don't even think they run a bead lock anymore on some of the side by sides in short course.
Well, for me, a lot of the guys that I go with in short course or any of that, they're going on the side by side. They're going with a bead lock rear and a non-bead lock front, right? Because all that push on that wheel, I think that's a mental thing. Yeah. Well, we've got tire lock, right? A lot of these companies, we've all come up with a tire lock technology. Like Matlocks, they've been running in the desert for the last 3 or 4 years on our storms. They don't run a bead lock.
And so you're relying on that inner bead, that lip on the inside when you're putting air to the tire and you hear that pop, that inner bead is what's holding your tire on.
Yeah, that technology was kind of developed by us and then obviously adopted by many. And that's what we're hoping that and knowing that sits that bead in there. And even with low tire pressures and push, it doesn't pop it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And so you had mentioned that you guys were big in the OEMs. That was kind of like your bread and butter back in the day.
That was back in the day, yeah.
And that's almost completely changed. Are you still in the OEMs at all?
Oh no, we're definitely still in the OEM games. We're building wheels for all kinds of different people. I can't disclose them, but yes, obviously we're still building for them. And that's what's helped us move and build a better aftermarket wheel, right? Because we knew what needed to be done in the OEM and the fitments, and then we can take that and build that into an aftermarket wheel.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it's definitely been a huge part of our. It was definitely a huge part of our growth and why we're 50 years old and one owner and still in business. We haven't done everything right, but we try. And so that's and now we've flipped that script. And we're more of an aftermarket company than we've ever been.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And with being more of an aftermarket company, are you working with just off-road or are you guys dabbling in like street cars and stuff?
So the nice thing about Vision is we have wheels pretty much for everything, right? We have an American muscle line, right? So we have a muscle car line. We have an off-road line. We have a street car line. We have a core wheel line. We have trailer line. We have a marine wheel line.
Oh, no way. Okay.
We have a golf cart wheel. We have, we were even making a UTV tire. We make a tire for trailer. So we dabble in a lot. There's a lot of stuff that Vision does that people don't, once they open their account, they're like, oh my gosh, I can buy golf cart wheels from you and golf cart tires from you. Yeah, we make all that stuff.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, we kind of dabble in everything. We're not so much we're in the Brodozer world. We're big. We're starting to build a big forge line for the 22s, 24s, 26s. That's all coming, but we're definitely that company that's not first to the market. We watch the markets and we have to be smart. And I think that's what's kept us in business.
Yeah.
And that's what's kept a lot of these racers. When we went through this downturn last year, we had to back off, which hurt our race teams, which hurt our guys that are out there, which hurt us because these are our friends. And we have been lucky enough, I think, because of our relationships, because of the people that we deal with, and these off-roaders like to stick with their people. We've had some amazing, I can't even tell you how many of these racers have been like, guys, we get it. We're still going to back you. I'm still going to run your stuff. Just know that when you're back, I want you to know that I had your back when you were down. And I've got some great guys. Chip from Rufus Racing, he dude, I got you. Don't worry about it. I totally get it. I've got so many of your wheels. There's no way I'm switching. So I'm going to be here, right? Like Phil Blurton, we signed him again for 2026, but he lived through, non-payments and late payments and all the stuff, but he was amazing, right? A lot of these guys have just been Matlock, same thing, right? They're like, we've got your back. We have you. There's been a ton of these guys that really stuck with us. And I can't say enough about some of these guys that are Vision family.
Yeah. And it shows. It shows that you guys are really dedicated because you're out here. You're out here with
we're trying
with limited budget, and you came out and you're just having a good time and making the connection with the fans and with the racers, most importantly. Just to keep them on the track. And I'm the same. I'm the guy you're talking about. I've got Vision wheels on everything but my Jeep currently.
Well, we need to change that.
I will change them right here on the lake bed. Believe
that new
me.
Nemesis, I believe we make in your bolt pattern. So you're ready to rock and roll.
Perfect. Let's do it. It's so great for me to be able to do this now and do the podcast side and kind of, I'm a racer at heart. I'm like yourself, like you said, and for me to be here now and be able to talk with you guys on the backside. I've always been the guy calling you, been like, hey, we're going to King of Hammers, I need wheels, or I'm going to Crandon, I need wheels, and you guys have always been top notch. You guys have always taken care of me. Todd's always taken care of me. He's helped me in other ways outside of just wheels, you know, as far as like friendship goes. And that for me goes way further than any kind of, monetary support, if you will. And I think that's why Phil is the same way. We see that you guys are here and you're pushing and you're making new product and you're pushing the envelope.
Oh yeah, we'll go down and chase. We'll do whatever we can. I mean, we were at pits today, and when I'm sitting at the pits, I'm like, hey guys, if you need help, like you need a guy changing a tire, you need me working on something, like I'm here. I'm capable. If you guys are down a guy, I'm here. I'm not a problem. Like whatever we can do. When we're in Mexico, we're not just at a booth sitting there contingency handing out. And that's the other thing. We were able to convince corporate, even though they cut back. I have contingency at KOH. I have contingency at Unlimited. I have contingency at Score. I even have contingency at Short Course. So we're still here. If you're buying our wheel at our racer discounts, or you're buying my wheel retail, and you call me and say, hey man, I want to do contingency. I'll run a sticker and I'm going to go race. We pay first, second, and third. We pay cash.
Perfect.
Right? So if you're winning, like we're just writing you a check. And we want you on our podium. We want to give back to you. We just didn't have those big dollars to come be a sponsor, right? But we're trying to, hey, I can't give KOH money, but I can give that racer that just finished first money, right? That's running my wheel. It's promoting my product that has my back. I'd love to help take care of you. So that was one thing that we were able to keep was our contingency program. And I mean, it's real money, right? We're paying, $250, $500, $750, right? So it's real money in your pocket. And I know it's not thousands and thousands of dollars, but that's a couple of sets of wheels that you get to buy from me, right?
Right.
Especially at your discount. So we're still having that grassroots, like help the driver, help the racer, help the team aspect of racing. That's what we care about. And that's what we're trying to push forward.
Very cool. So what's 26 look like for you guys? What's the ultimate goal for Vision Wheel?
26 is to finish our Nemesis and get that order in, get that out to our people, try and market it the best we can with our limited abilities this year. Continue to attend these races, grassroots marketing the best we can so that people know that we're still here, right? We need people to know that we're still valid, we're still here. We may not be, we might not see our signage, but we're still going to be in every race. Whether it's just Todd and I, or just Todd, or one of us in the truck and we're handing out stickers, whatever it is, we're going to be there. And we're going to be there first and foremost for the racer, right? Like we came here with, extra beadlock bolts and extra beadlocks and, we came here with shims and this and that. So if these guys need something, we're still here on the lake bed. You're not waiting for somebody from Corona to drive up. Although we will, we're going to be doing that. So 26 really looks like a rebuild year, right? We're hoping that we've got this tariff thing taken care of. We can get orders back in. We can start restocking our warehouses correctly because we've been down and we haven't been able to deliver and we want to be able to deliver. So our goal is to kind of rebuild that who we are and be able to launch into 27 and really take off.
Great.
So yeah.
Great. Wonderful to hear. And I hope everyone can listen to this and kind of follow suit too. If they, if another team or another manufacturer is having issues like that, like I think it's important to, even if you're not necessarily at a booth, a giant booth out here, still come to these races. And it means a lot to us racers too. It really does to just come out and talk and shake hands and, put faces to names. It's huge.
Yeah. I love the phone calls. I love those guys that are calling and they're like, I forgot to call you and my truck's leaving in 2 days to Hammers. And I'm like, well, I'll drive them to Hammers then. I guess I'll see you with my stuff. I mean, I dropped wheels. McGrath called me and he's like, hey dude, DP4, I crushed 2 wheels. I stuck in and blew them up. I'm like, okay. He goes, I'm going to Hammers like tomorrow. I said, you're lucky. I'm going to Lake Bed tomorrow. So I'll see you there.
Perfect.
Right? So like, we're happy to do that stuff. If you're going to do it, we'll figure it out. We'll get them to you. I mean, we'll drive them to you. I don't care. Like, we'll figure it out. You're going to go racing. And we have distribution kind of in all over the United States, right? So we're in Portage, Indiana. We're in South Carolina. We're in the Carolinas. We're in Alabama. We're in Washington. We're in California. And now, newly, we're in Texas.
Cool.
Right? So like, if you're a short course guy, right, running all that, we've got wheels close to you.
Perfect.
Right? If you're racing desert, we've got wheels close to you. So we'll figure out how to get them. You're going to Laughlin, you're going to Parker. Like, I live in Corona, right? I'll see you in 4 hours. you're getting wheels.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Perfect. Absolutely wonderful. And it's just been a pleasure to have you on here.
Thank you.
We're keeping these a little bit shorter, and I'm not running you off by any means.
No worries.
But I wanted to have you on here as fast as we could get you on here, because Vision Wheel has been real close to my heart, and real close with my friend group too. A lot of my friends run Vision, so
awesome.
We're going to keep that ball rolling for you as well. And
but thank you for having us.
Mr. Vorhies, has been a pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great to meet you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. This is the Our Day Off podcast here at King of the Hammers, brought to you by King Shocks and CT Raceworks. Man, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thanks for having us.
Thanks, everybody.
Alrighty.
See y'all later.